All right, and welcome back, everybody, to DPL Season 5 Top 2018. Not that 2016 you see in the top of the screen. It is not a replay. This is not a rerun. We're not running it back to 2016 in a time machine where, you know, what was going on in 2016? Who cares? Team Max, Newbee, they're here for Game 2 in this set of 2 round robin. We saw Newbee stay even with Team Max in the early part of the first game and then really run away with it around the 23-25 minute mark. And now we're back into this game to Team Max. This time they go to the gyrocopter with Disruptor picked up for Team Max as well. And then for Newbee, this time they go to the Sand King Chen, something a little bit different than what they were doing last game. This time with Sand King, Burrow Strike, Chen, you know, with the right creeps can get his lockdown as well. Pendant's always good early. And now Team Max to that 4 position Kunkka. So Dark Willow gets banned out first. Elder Titan, Tiny, Bat Rider, Tusk from Newbee. And then for the side of Team Max, Naga, Omni, Bounty, Razor, Death Prophet. So anything you see here from either side that you really like coming out in these first 5 picks?
Well, the Kunkka pick is definitely interesting. We see this pretty much at this point. It's a standard gyrocopter pick, isn't it? So far, 100% pick rate and a 0% ban rate in all the games he calls in the DPL so far. Every team likes to pick it up. This is actually pretty special because this time it's the first pick gyro, not the second pick gyro. Usually we see him on the second slot. But with the Kunkka coming out, seems like Team Max has something specific in mind. It can't be a Warlock, right? Do we just see that again?
Do we see...
That would be great.
Yeah, but Warlock would be in a core role there, or maybe the Kunkka's core role? Does it go with, like, you know, last time we saw something very team-fighty like this, we saw Void. Could they throw, like, Gyro mid and go Void safe lane?
I don't think you want to Void in that lineup simply because there's both the Earth Spirit and the Sand King, and it's going to be hard to even get the Chronosphere off with the Chen creeps rotating around and having the potential here to deal with. Yeah. One popular strategy is just channel up the epicenter and then just blink voluntarily into the Chronosphere. I think Team Max realizes that and goes for the Brewmaster instead, which is the safer choice.
Yeah, so Brewmaster off lane, at least assumed Brewmaster off lane, Kunkka 4, Disruptor 5, Gyro. Could go mid, although he's been pretty standard in that safe lane for the most part. So we'll see what they want to do there. And Newbee back to the Kaka, Earth Spirit, Chen, Sand King. They're both picked up, so they've got a lot of lockdown to work with. I do like this lineup coming out from Newbee so far.
I must say, it looks extremely stable. They have that meaty Sand King offlane, with the Earth Spirit potentially rotating around and Chen as well. So you have 2 extremely potent roamers already in your lineup, and they're just going to look for safe lanes now. I could imagine a Dragon Knight getting picked up by them. Puck would come to mind as well to have an answer to the Brewmaster. Anyone that can stay mostly solo against the Kunkka rotation would be welcome from the side of Newbee. Or we do not do that. We pick a Shadow Fiend instead, which completely screws up whatever I just said. Cool.
It happens. You get those kind of drafts where you see something in your head, and then all of a sudden, it's something completely different from all that. Which, Shadow Fiend, no Clockwork in the mix. So, no Cog Souls. Because, you know, Cogs have souls too. That would
surprise. It's the carry Sand King.
I could see Newbee doing something like that just because of it's DPL.
No,
although this DPL is, and I only say that because DPL in the past hasn't been as important. It's usually a scrim league, but this is now for 3 slots at MDL, so it's a little more important. Probably not as clowny, but DPL in the past when seasons were just for the money and kind of just it's a 1-1 scrim league. I could see them doing something clowny like that. But I'm just joking around. But Newbee, I like the Lifestealer ban from Team Max. I kind of was thinking that as well. You've got a lot of movement with the Earth Spirit and the Sand King, possibly even the Chen.
I smell Dragon Knight for Team Max. Death Prophet ban, Razor ban, Lifestealer ban, and you have a lineup that benefits from being tanky and they like pushing power. So I would say Dragon Knight is a perfect pick for T-Max here. And I would not be surprised if Newbee bans him out.
We've been seeing a lot of, or not a lot, but a decent amount of Bristleback in the safe lane. Do we see, like, maybe that come out for Newbee? Nature's Prophet.
Oh, that's interesting. That's also super greedy.
Yes, it is. That, wow,
they
that
have an
really shocked me.
So, downside of Nature's Prophet against this lineup is there's a Kunkka with an X mark, there's the Disruptor with the Glimpse, there's a Brewmaster who can hunt him down, and the Gyro Rocket is a pain to deal with as well. Upside, they have Earth Spirit, Chen, and Sand King. It means you're gonna have 4 heroes at any time on the map, on any lane you wish. So, Newbee not going for the safe early game and then just ripping their enemy apart in the mid game. This time they're going full gank on this.
I know we've been seeing him in the off lane for the most part, but I'm kind of thinking maybe Puck here mid for Team Max. But we just don't see Puck mid. Or maybe Queen of Pain? Would that work here? Movement, especially with the Kunkka and the Disruptor?
I would say both Earth Spirit and Sand King just prevent the Queen of Pain or Puck from getting picked up. So now you want that hero that can fight early on, that is super tanky and can look out for himself. You need like someone who can delay the inevitable in the mid lane. This hence the Viper ban from Newbee on the 6th slot, because Viper would be, I'm gonna throw down my Nether Toxin, I have my passive, goodbye, I'm waiting for my TPs to come in when you rotate. Instead they're gonna go with a Legion Commander.
Okay.
Yeah, that fits the bill, I would say. So is this the standard mid Brewmaster? I think it is.
It's a safe lane Legion. Or, well,
like
based off their last spotting.
This can work. This can definitely work. Also, this Legion looks absolutely badass.
Yeah, I kind of...
That's a cool set.
Really like that set mixed in with the Arcana.
Oh, is it the Arcana?
I think it's mixed in with the Arcana.
No, this... no, I think this is the... You can't mix Arcanas as far as I know. Or, like, some of them, some don't. But this is like the Immortal Wings from one of the TIs, I think. Something like that, but looks pretty rad indeed with the Desolated Blades.
I thought the 2 blades were from the Arcana, but yeah, I guess. I don't know. I like the Kunkka set. I used to go.
We're gonna look in game.
I used to go for like the 3-gun 2 cigar build for Kunkka, with my cosmetics. Trying to make them look as wonky as possible. I kind of like Newbee here, but at the same time, Team Max, they've got a lot of catch for someone like a Nature's Prophet for really a lot of these heroes, and we'll see.
I gotta say, this feels like a 24-minute win for Newbee with a lot of kills to see early on.
Yeah, but if that point doesn't come,
no, watch me going completely wrong on this. I'm either spot on or completely wrong, and we're gonna see a 50-minute game.
We could definitely see a 50-minute game. We'll see. So let's take a look. I wanted to look at that Legion Commander.
It was the Arcana, yeah. It is the Inscribed Blades. You're right.
Aha!
That's a cool sound. That really is cool. I want that. That helmet is badass.
Yeah, I kind of like the particle effects that come off not only the wings, but the helmet as
Everybody
well.
loves particle effects, right? Because they're
too many,
not confusing.
Too many get confusing, like, what, that DKPA set?
Isn't there, like, one which makes a hero look like Puck?
I don't know. I know there's one that the DK gets the blue, and it gets the blue PA treatment, basically.
Yeah, basically changing color scheme. That is really confusing.
I actually really like this Bruce set as well. I don't know if you had the show over in Germany, but it was on Cartoon Network, Shaolin Showdown.
I'm not too sure about one.
He reminds me of that show quite a bit. Just like the colors, just popping like that art style. It's really awesome. I actually really like that set. Cosmetic Talk is great, by the way. I'm a big fan of Cosmetic Talk. I don't know if the viewers are fans of Cosmetic Talk, but there should be a Dota podcast called Cosmetic Talk. where you talk more about games.
Where B-Corp can talk about cosmetics because he doesn't understand the meta.
Exactly. So,
perfect.
Torrent comes
KP,
out, body blocks here
it.
from Rong, and first blood there for Fonte. Fonte was the first death for the side of Team Max in the previous game, but this time around gets the first blood. And I'm really interested to see how this safe lane Legion works out, because this is a hero as over top, HMX, he'll drop. Mugi gets the kill there, so now both safe laners have their first kills. But I'm interested to see how Fonte works here, considering he can kind of lane by himself, and he will be in that safe lane role.
I mean, it is pretty common to run the Legion in the kind of safe lane scenario and go for an aggressive lane. However, looking with the rotations, you see that on SEC in the mid lane, they're just looking to gank, and maybe gank in between the ganks. There's nothing else. Brewmaster can stay solo top. They practically have 2 off lanes and 2 roamers in this game. Like, they're not even looking to win the side lanes. They just want the gyrocopter to go big.
And if they could shut down SCCC on this Shadow Fiend, there's just the damage output that Shadow Fiend gets at that, like, level 3-4 mark. They're able to shut him down, back him off this lane, really snowball gyrocopter. I feel like they could find themselves in a really advantageous position in the early game. Something that we saw from Team Max in the first game, but it didn't exactly work out their way.
And Newbee's kind of turning their strategy against them. With having 4 active heroes, Mugi top, Dante's Torrent.
Yeah, but wrong over mid. The raise is coming through. They want the damage onto this Disruptor, but gets behind that tier 1 tower, unable to get the kill as SCCC. And almost the kill there mid for the Shadow Fiend, who they were really trying to shut down. So even at 1 so far, in terms of the last hits, Sand King's doing pretty well in the offlane top of the CS chart right now, as Legion Commander 6-0, not doing poorly, and the offlaner's doing well, but ooh, over towards top. Ray goes down to Kaka.
Kaka waiting over here on the high ground. Just seeing, yeah, he's gonna approach. He runs up the high ground with the immediately get called out by both the Earth Spirit and the Nature's Prophet TPing in, and couldn't TP out in time because the rolling builder was there.
So which lanes do you think are best for Team Max?
I must say it's all about the mid lane. That's the lane that they're expected to win. They're doing quite good in the mid lane so far. Jarry's sitting on 4 last hits with 5 denies, Shadowfiend on 6 and 5. So at least they break even, but Shadowfiend is going to have that experience advantage in the mid lane. So they try to make up for the fact that they're losing their sidelines with the Nature's Prophet. On the side of Newbee, just to make sure they don't fall behind too fast.
I think they were looking for that turn, and then for the side of Newbee, you think they're winning both these side lanes? Obviously, the Sand King, he's got quite a bit of farm top of the CS chart, but Mugi, on the other hand, on this Nature's Prophet, not as great, and a little bit behind compared to the Legion.
He's serving his purpose. He's up against the Primals. It's really hard for him to last it, and then he also has to deal with these kind of rotations here.
Torrent not in the right spot. They're looking to try and get Mugi. 3 heroes are over towards this top lane. The MX marks the spot just to bring Mugi back if he does get out a little bit too far, but this should be an easy kill for the side of Max, and all of a sudden, he does get killed off. Just, oh, come on. Communication with the remote host has been disrupted.
Oh. Can you reconnect? I sure hope so, but we talked about it in a draft. Basically, Mugi on the Nature's Prophet, his teleport is only to be used aggressively. Whenever he goes on the defensive, he has to deal with, there's a duel, there's a homing missile, there's an X-Mark, there's pretty much anyone on the side of Team Max can cancel his TP out, and he will never get away with any ganks if he gets caught off guard.
Unable to establish connection with the game server again. I'm getting perfect
in the meantime.
I'm getting perfect worlded right now. Pretty dang hard.
I got short catch up. SSC actually falling down the mid lane, in return get a split kill on the Kunke as well as on the gyrocopter. So both mid lanes fall down to rotation from Team Max. Newbee still getting out slightly out of disengagement, and Sun King is still dominating the bottom lane now up against the gyrocopter.
So how's how is the farm for that gyrocopter, which he desperately needs to?
Well, he's still sitting on 14 last hits to the 16 compared to the Shadow Fiend, but with the recent kill as well as his death, it kind of feels like the lane that they should be winning is not doing well. They try to make up for the fact with the ganks on the Nature's Prophet, actually getting the X mark on him, but Kaka comes in and saves him once more from HMX. Actually get the return kill on the Brewmaster, which is quite surprising considering how tanky Brewmaster is. Also trying to get Ray here. He's getting pretty low, but he should not fall, and they decide to back off instead.
I can't believe this is happening right now.
Font bottom on the Legion Commander, still surviving. Completely decide to skip press the attack, coincidentally, on the Legion Commander, even though we kind of talked about it. They want somebody who can do pretty good in the safe lane. But no, we're just going to skip the heal. Mugi top as well as Kark actually falling down to the rotation from HMX as well as Ray. That's really aggressive gameplay coming out from Max, and they're really utilizing the fact that they can benefit off the Nature's Prophet not being as mobile early on.
So, is this a game where Legion Commander kind of has to snowball as well with the duels, find those duels with that lockdown, and really also kind of win them?
Yeah, it's one of the games where you want to ideally find the Nature's Prophet on the map as a best case scenario. You want to try and utilize the duel as well as utilize the brew split just to get a kill. But it's looking pretty grim for them because there's 4 heroes on the side of Newbee that can always appear. Yeah, there will always be a response from Newbee in those fights. We saw a nice double kill coming out on the bottom lane. Newbee actually getting a rotation on both the Disruptor and the Legion Commander with the first epicenter from KP and SCCC coming in. And then looking to push the first T1 tower off the game.
But over top, Mugi, X marks the spot, comes out from Ray. They got the Torrent to line that up, and there's the Thunderclap. They'll get the kill over top as I reconnect to this game. But meanwhile, over bottom, that's Triple C as well as KP. Will be able to take this bottom tier 1. So they trade the Nature's Prophet life for the tier 1 tower, and gotta turn my settings back on. All over the place. And it's 7 apiece, 2,000 net worth lead for Newbee. Is this, is this enough for Max keeping it close? Do they have to work towards this mid to late game really roll?
I think their goal in this game right now is to survive the early game under all circumstances, because they have Legion Commander and Brewmaster. Once they come online with their first items, they're gonna roll in the mid game. They have a Gyrocopter and a Brewmaster, 2 of the best heroes to actually get ahead on in the mid game. Same with the Legion Commander, who if she gets some duels off, can scale infinitely into the late game, and there's actually a good answer to the Shadow Fiend. Newbee, they have no late game carry.
They find the Geomagnetic Grip as well as the Boulder Smash. Torrent comes out, saves the life of Wrong for now, but Faith is here to get that last hit on to Wrong. Meanwhile, you've got 897 continuing to chase. X marks the spot is there. KP looking to line up a very nice barrel strike, lands it on the Gyrocopter. Chen just getting away with a little bit of health. And Newbee looking to maybe disengage a little bit. But they've also got KP Invis, so they'll re-engage, get the Burrow Strike with the raises, and SCCC. It may not be that 10-0 and 10 start that he had, but it's 7-9, and this Shadow Fiend is 2-1 and 1.
And I must say, I really like the build from him. He's going straight into the Shadow Blade. He wants to work with the Silver Edge, so he has an answer to both the Brewmaster as well as the Legion Commander. I like that setup. They have a lot of ganking potential on Newbee. I can just keep pointing it out. It just looks super solid on their end.
And they're actually looking to come over top as they've got the smoke onto 2 of these heroes. They find Ray. Rolling Boulder comes out. That's going to be a little bit left in the mark, but he's got the Geomagnetic Grip. That silences up Ray. 897 drops the call down. I don't know about that. Drop of the call down, but it does zone out the Shadow Fiend enough to keep Kaka by himself and get the kill, but this is 5 heroes over towards top. They don't even get the duel on that Earth Spirit kill, which is surprising because Legion Commander was right there.
Yeah, not getting duel. I mean, slight blunder, I would say, but you're still looking pretty good in terms of farm on the Legion. Like, yes, you have the Sand King lane, so you kind of get screwed on a lane naturally. But I feel like they're surviving right now against Newbee, and even though they're 3k behind in terms of net worth, they're still doing at least decent. Their Brewmaster has a good amount of farm, actually looking close to homing on that blink deck.
Over bottom, 897, one shot from death, and Mugi does get the kill. They might be able to get the kill into KP as they rock the X marks the spot, and they do trade the life of 897 for KP. SCCC shows himself over bottom with the 2 illusions, but Ray as well as Wrong will back off. Surprisingly, with the 3,000 net worth deficit, still a 63% win chance for the side of Team Max. As the Brew split comes out over mid, they'll kill off Chen, get another kill. HMX on the killing spree, but now Brew in a little bit of trouble as Kaka, Mugi, and SCCC are all here. There's the Cyclone, Boulder Smash lands, and there's 1, 2 raises, and SCCC gets the kill. So, nicely done to clean up that Brewmaster, but Brewmaster does get a kill, so almost worth it.
It's almost worth, but considering that they lost the Brew split, they now have no defense against this push coming in, and they're gonna try to lock down the first T1 of the game, the second T1 of the game.
They bring Kaka back, but he drops the Magnetize on top of the Legion Commander as well as the Disruptor. Static Storm is out, but Fonte, he can't get the kill as the Chen has the send back onto this Earth Spirit. Boat follows it up onto the Shadow Fiend, who uses that Requiem of Souls over in the middle of this fight, but not really a huge engagement, not a big commitment coming out from Team Max. So yes, the Requiem was used, and there's the send back this time onto the Shadow Fiend. Boulder Smash hits onto this Kunkka. They'll get the kill. So 2 end up falling, the Disruptor and the Kunkka. The 4-5 there for Team Max on a fight that they were kind of in and out of. A little bit of reluctance to go in, and they just couldn't really find anything in that exchange, and that's also due to Faith.
Yeah, that sandbag wasn't extremely powerful. Just having that in general, and just making sure the Legion doesn't get it through.
Yeah, not only did he send back the dual target, he also sent back another hero, getting him out of harm's way. Being able to send back twice, the 10-second delay, do you think that they could maybe change that skill a little bit, where the send back and the Holy Persuasion are kind of 2 different skills? Because I feel like the send back at 10 seconds is very powerful.
I think it is okay, considering
strike, press the attack on a wrong. Boulder Smash is gonna miss, but they've got the ensnare with the raises. Ulti from Mugi, X marks the spot on the Faith, but with the Shadow Amulet and with the rest of the team here, they won't be able to get the kill.
They have that pushing power, even with the Jara coming out. There is a Brew split available, but he's currently sitting at top, not looking to TP into this fight right now. So it feels like they're just gonna give up the 2-2 win KP.
Oh, blink Burrow strike to the back line. 1 more raise. SCCC killing spree for him, as well as the tier 2 over bottom. So do you think it would be a little bit more fair to kind of switch or split up that ability and put the send back on a little bit of a higher cooldown?
I would say Chen is at a perfect spot right now. One thing I dislike is Chen actually being able to send back the creeps early on in the game, which is really annoying to deal with, but it enables another off-laner mechanic that ensures a nice and easy level 2, instead of like going risky and actually having to pull back through the jungle with the wave. So that is one nice benefit of having
Requiem on top of the gyrocopter with the Shadow Blade. The raise comes in, but now the homing missile will come on forward. Double damage on HMX. All of a sudden, you're SCCC and you've kind of messed up, but Hand of God comes through. Got the Cyclone. SCCC still somehow alive. There's the Boulder Toss coming out to stun him up. But again, Flat Cannon, not enough damage. They're waiting for the Brew to maybe get back to form so they can grab the Burrow Strike on HMX. And as he is back to form, KP, not enough mana for that Burrow Strike, but the Sprout is out with these raises. SCCC stays alive and gets the kill onto the Brewmaster. Wow.
I must say, I feel a little bit like 897 left them hanging there and like decided to go farm instead. I think it was a lot of miscommunication coming out in that gank. They expected that the Shadow Fiend was dead no matter what, and then he just comes in and basically survives off the Shadow Blade. So really impressive actually, with both the Chen Hand of God getting picked up in the clutch. Just him surviving.
KP spots wrong. Couple of shots coming out from the Shadow Fiend. two-man Static Storm, but that's not going to save his life, and it won't turn into anything for the side of Team Max. Meanwhile, 897 does TP out. They lose the tier 1 over top. It seemed almost as if Gyrocopter thought the flat cannon was going to be enough.
Getting a nice kill on the Chen in the mid lane in the meantime, but they're still looking at a tremendous amount of push in SCCC with that damage on the Shadow Fiend. Shadow Fiend is one of those heroes who is really not that great in the late game, but he's really good if he just can deal damage, and he has the protective lineup in terms of there's a Sand King who can jump around.
Burrow strike onto the Brewmaster. The raises come out. One more will grab it, and Invis or not, SCCC will get the kill. A couple more raises come out on Ray. There it is. They will finally lose SCCC as Kaka's trying to run away. 897 gets the kill, but the Magnetize out on these heroes. Trying to reapply it. Lands onto the Gyrocopter a second too late. And he's able to walk away despite getting hit by that Boulder Smash, and 3 heroes here for Newbee.
But that was pretty good turnaround from Team Max, but I'm a little bit freaked out by the fact that they only managed to fight the Shadow Fiend there, even though they had everything up. Like, they will still, the core lane hit perfectly, it's zoned him off. They had Flacken on multiple heroes, they still had the Legion duel on in the end of the fight. Kunkka had the Ghost Ship up and running, but only finding one there.
Legion over top, meanwhile, gets taken out by Kaka. Nice rolling boulder in. They've got 3 heroes here. Static Storm committed to the Sand King. It's not enough damage just yet, and he's going to have Burrow Strike to try and make some space to TP out. He has the space. They have no vision. Static Storm committed to that. A bunch of mistakes coming out from Team Max. They look so much more, I would say, crisp in Game 1, despite losing. It just doesn't seem like they're putting it together as well as they did in Game 1 in this second game. Ooh, Shadow Fiend, I heard Requiem charged up. They're looking for 897. Instead, he'll break the Invis, get the 2 raises with the Sprout. One more raise, SCCC will get the kill on an 897.
Doesn't even need Requiem of Souls. And all right, we gotta talk about the Mask of Madness in the room for SCCC. Mask of Madness on Shadow Fiend. That is a bold move.
You throw the raises, then you pop it. That's it. Raises have a long enough.
That just shows how confident they are. But 90 gold ahead, and this is gonna be such a fast Roche.
Look at everything that's in the Roche pit.
Yeah, Medallion, Presence of the Dark Lord is up, Penitence from the Chen, so that's a lot of bonus damage coming in Roche. For 70 minutes, considering this is only Chen.
Boulder Smash, Burrow Strike, boat comes through. Ray trying to survive for now while they're getting Roche. Meanwhile, and Ray just gets out. Able to get in between those trees and does make the TP happen. But all the while, that's just making space. Maybe he's got 2 heroes in the pit. That's all they need to get this Roche. HMX comes in. I don't know if I agree with that one. Comes in, immediately killed off by SCCC. A little bit of a play from desperation. 10,000 net worth down.
Yeah, a little bit of desperation, and also at least he did not commit to Brew Split, which would have been absolutely wasted. But you're looking at that's going to be the next 2-2 coming down for the side of Newbee. Newbee's just... Max did a good effort so far to survive the early game, but now they're snowballing out of control, and especially with this Mask of Madness, they're just going to push down the size so fast. They can get so aggressive, they don't have to fear anything from the side of Max, because they have a Chen as a backup, they have the Sand King who can jump in the back line and prevent any follow-up if they decide to jump on the Shadow Fiend, and they're just going to utilize this to the maximum.
12,000 net worth deficit. This is a desperate smoke, but I feel like desperate times call for desperate measures. And the only thing they're going to find right now is creeps. The smoke finally breaks. There's the glimpse into the Static Storm. They've got the Torrent with the duel. Can they finally get the duel win and the kill? They can. And that is Fonte's first duel win all game. Meanwhile, Newbee thinking about re-engaging. There's the Geomagnetic Rip as well as the Boulder Smash coming through with the Rolling Boulder Magnetized combination. Everything thrown from this Earth Spirit. They do lose faith, however. SCCC's Aegis is going to go down, but Fonte falls too. So they've only lost faith. They've taken out 3 of these heroes, and back alive is SCCC. This is looking really good for them as Moogie Sprout, TP the taunt. But not enough.
Good last take.
HMX will get the kill, but he's going to lose his life. I'm pretty sure that
gets the kill in the end. But yeah, that is an automatic taunt. When you TP out with lower than 20%, I believe, you auto taunt. Same with denying runes or getting a deny in general.
So that fight looked decent for Max. Where did that really start to go wrong?
So where it started not to go wrong, it's just the fact that they were so far behind that even after a successful duel win and actually getting a kill there, you're still looking at a Shadow Fiend who's insanely farmed. Nature's Prophet did a good amount of damage. They had the Chen to rely upon, the Earth Spirit also running around. There's just so much sustainability because Newbee is so far ahead that they can't really expect to have a 5-man team wipe. They managed to get the duel win, and they managed to zone at the Sun King, which was the best initiation they could hope for. But even with that, it took them quite some time to actually bring down the Sun King with the duel. Like, I think it was like on the last second of the duel.
Yeah,
that was with Disruptor committed, with Cooldown committed, Ghost Ship committed, everything was thrown out on that Sun King.
And after that point, it seemed like they just had nothing to really fight well with, and they had the Brute Split still to finally get the kill on the Mugi, but when you use so much on just one duel, and it's 21 minutes in, that's the first duel victory, it just seems like throwing everything in the kitchen sink that early into a team fight is just not gonna work out.
Gotta say, that was a lovable play. So he dodged the ward in the jungle with Kaka, then he runs there, dewards the high ground, and then rolls on the low ground, sneaks in the ward. So they're gonna have that smoke gang protection ward, just in case. Also nice for the Nature's Prophet if he decides to go for some courier snipes, which he might do.
Yeah, he could.
Not too risky.
Are they pinging it right now?
He definitely pinged it, but
yeah, Kaka pinged it out.
Haste.
Now a smoke play from Newbee, just looking to push their aggression in the middle of the mid lane. They don't really care as long as they get a couple of kills. They don't care where they smoke, when it happens, or how it happens. They'll look to go in, and KP can't find anything just yet. Ray in the trees, but very nicely done by Max. And I say that Ray gets just unlucky. That's unlucky at that point. Magnetized Burrow Strike. The silence is there. Boat's not gonna save you. That's
must feel so good if you're Kaka. You must feel so good if you randomly row into the trees and you find yourself a Kunkka.
Could have been all through the trees here, maybe in the trees over here, and just that one spot with the Rolling Boulder.
That was so spot on as well. Like, not even. Are we calling that packs yet?
I was about to say it's VAC.
That was.
Need that
That's
VAC
a VAC ban. Banned.
What's the program?
Anyways,
they
managed
in CS:GO. The Overwatch program.
What do you mean? Something like that? Yeah, we need that on Dota. Great.
Just banning people for 6 months.
They managed to find the Nature's Prophet on the bottom lane, which is great. So that enables them to actually maybe take the first 2-1. Oh, the second 2-1 actually, but the top lane is getting pushed in.
Meanwhile, Ray, Requiem on top, and yeah, there's no chance you're getting out of that one. And 897, that's a bit far for you. That's Triple C still hits very hard. And
hits for like 200 at least.
Yeah, he hits for 2.
Even against the Jaro who already has 50% armor reduction, or well, armor protection from physical damage. So feels like SCCC can just do whatever he wishes in this game as long as he doesn't overextend against 5 people. He could probably do it against 3 or 4, or 5 might be a problem for him.
Farming up so well, continuing to get these pickoffs. Max, they just have no answer. They're really corralled. They're corralled quite heavily. They're finding spots to really stretch out a little bit, but even then, just stretching out this much is a huge risk with how quickly Newbee can get there.
Well, they have that Nature's Prophet card, and look at their warding presence on the map. They have 2 wards in the on the high ground. They have 1 here in the jungle. They've dewarded this hill, so they have total vision control in this arch. This is what they want. They want the Nature's Prophet to completely scare Max away by thinking, hey, there could be a Nature's Prophet right around the corner with a Sun King waiting on my high ground. And whenever they approach the camp, Jaro has to watch out. I have my BKB, yes, but do I want to use it because there's a Sun King stunning me? Because if you don't, you're going to get stunned, you're going to get followed up in Nature's Prophet, who himself finished up an Orchid as well, and then you're just looking for a bad time.
Newbee spread out all over the map, just continuing to push. It cuts off most of what Max have in terms of places and potential to farm.
Coming in handy with the ward by Kaka. Perfectly spots the smoke gang coming out. They're completely aware of this. But KP does not look like he really cares right now.
Yeah, and he's going to pay for that. And there's the second duel win for Fonte. I just, you see yourself, all of a sudden, you know that's coming, you get killed off, but that leaves 897 by himself. BKB will be popped. Rocket Barrage comes out as well as the boat. They'll send back one of these heroes, and Faith ends up dropping to save the life of the Earth Spirit. So the send back is there on Nakaka. He ends up giving up his life. 2 kills, and you knew that smoke had happened.
Yeah, you knew that smoke is happening. Going for the gyrocopter bottom was the right play. They managed to at least get the Earth Spirit out of the way in the end. But it was a pretty bold move, considering they knew all the TPs were up. They knew exactly nobody to TP to the shrine, because they saw everybody running there towards it.
Ray under this tier 3, but there's the silence with the Sprout. They'll look for the kill. Meanwhile, 897 taken out over towards bottom. And the glimpse comes through, but Nature's Prophet Newbee just gets back. You take a look in the jungle. BKB popped by Fonte. KP won't hit the Burrow Strike, but this is a BKB where it's very defensive.
That's what I meant. You see the Burrow Strike, and you have to BKB or you die.
Ooh, Burrow Strike, not going to be enough to avoid the glimpse, but does get there to get the stun on the wrong before being sent back. As Triple C with another kill. Now 13, 2, and 6. And the push finally coming into the high ground over towards bottom.
Chen and Sun King sitting in the mid, pushing out the lane. Now they're just gonna hit the tower. Freshly Butterfly up on SCCC, which together with the Zodiac just on him, he's almost unkillable at this point. Even though he's missing everything.
Blink, Thunderclap, BKB popped by HMX, trying to make something happen. Torrent gonna come up a little bit short, hits onto just Chen creeps. 897 is here as well as the Legion Commander. Looks for the duel, but the Sandstorm in time. S Triple C, he's got the BKB as well as the damage skill off 897. Boat comes through, but it's not doing anything. There's the raise on a Fonte. 2 heroes dead with no buyback.
And no buyback,
and
yeah.
That is a lot of trouble for Team Max, as they're gonna push in on these racks for the side of Team Newbee.
This might be game for Newbee. This might be Newbee just pushing it down and using advantage. They will know there's no buybacks.
Static Storm placed, locking in Mugi. They do get the kill. He buys onto the BKB. No buyback for him, but down goes Wrong. Down goes Ray. They're looking for more. The only one alive is the Brewmaster, who's currently split. But that split's just giving him enough time to type in GG. And Newbee, they take this series 2-up.
Convincing lineup in game 2. They have the perfect answer to this kind of genre build, with just going 4 extremely aggressive heroes plus a Shadow Fiend.
Where did that really go wrong for Team Max? Was it just straight from the draft?
No, it wasn't from draft. I actually quite liked their draft. It was just they even had a decent early game. And looking at the net worth and the XP graphs, you can see that. So it went wrong about the 14 to 15 minute mark, where they had suboptimal trades, and it felt like they needed a lot more defensive smokes coming out from Team Max to try and secure their own jungle so the Gyrocopter can safely farm up. But instead, they had to give way for SCCC on the Shadow Fiend, and they were completely uncontested from the side of Newbee. Newbee just rolled over them, quite literally, with the Earth Spirit.
Yeah, I mean, that's just typical Kaka play. He's so good at this. Earth Spirit makes plays happen. 19 assists that game. He's their lead initiator with this Earth Spirit. I don't know why you give it up to him. I feel as if that is a respect ban that should be taken against Newbee, especially with what Kaka does with the hero. And he proves it there.
Definitely benefit them.
It proves it there. 19 assists, only 3 deaths for support, which is absolutely insane. And Newbee, they take the series 2-0. They finish it off. And that's it for this series. We got one more series coming up next. And I believe that is VG Gaming Potential against VG Gaming. That'll be up next in about, what, a half hour? It's supposed to start at 8:30, but it might come earlier. Who knows? But that's it for this series. Newbee take it 2-0. I'm your caster, BCop, at BCop92 on Twitter. Follow me on Twitter to know when I'm casting. And I am joined here by the ever so lovely Potom of the Moon, at Potom of the _moon on Twitter. Follow us to know when we're casting. We'll be back in just a moment with the next series. Thank you guys so much for watching. We appreciate every single one of you. Stay right there.